Hello, everyone, and welcome to our interview with Violeta Cozonac, Open Alumna 2022. Hello, Violeta, how are you?
Hi, dear community. I'm great. Thanks for such a great honor to be with you. And I hope today everyone will get something interesting. We'll have answers to their questions, and I'm so happy to share everything with you.
Thank you, Violeta, for accepting our invitation. My name is Margareta Kaluger, Program Manager at America House Chisinau, and today, as you have guessed, we will talk about the OPEN program, which stands for Online Professional English Network. This program offers 8-week professional development courses developed by US universities and is dedicated to English language educators. Before starting, I am reminding you that the application for the Open Summer 2022 are open through April 29th, 2022 at 5 p.m. So you will find more information on the embassy's website, which will be shown in and put in the comments section. Let's start. Dear Violeta, you have recently graduated the open course Integrating Critical Thinking into the Classroom, and you was chosen to represent Moldova in this training program. Tell us about you. Could you present yourself to our audience?
Yes, sure. So, as you said, this is a course for teachers of English. It would be something curious if I'm not a teacher of English. I am. I'm teaching English in a small village of Razina district. I've been teaching for about 10 years. And by the way, critical thinking was the big question for me. And I was always wondering to find a course that is preparing special answers for these questions, how to teach and develop critical thinking into our students. And I always want to make my students bright like stars. If this is possible to find, make themselves find the answers and think correctly, critically to any question.
Yes, of course, it's very important to be and provide the best for our students. And tell us, how did you find about the open program?
Oh, that's a good question. I've heard about the open program, but didn't get a chance to find too much information about it since a day. Being a member of the community of educators of the Peace Corps Moldova. In our group of educators, I have seen the announcement about application for open courses. So I said, that's the day. And especially, I was happy to see that among the programs offered by open courses for winter 2022, we have integrating critical thinking skills into the exploration of culture. So that was the full title of the courses. And that was the big day when I said, it's time to start and apply, send the application, because what can be worse, just a no, and it's nothing special. I can try it. And I was happy to be accepted.
So, what was your overall experience with the open program? Were you satisfied?
Yes, I am satisfied, fully satisfied. I think this course is worth every single minute I have invested into it. It was 8 weeks of critical thinking, but before this, we had 2 more weeks of onboarding, let's say, the process when we learned how the platform is working, and we learned a lot about course policies, what are, let's say, the what is plagiarism, how to avoid plagiarism, how to show yourself, and how to solve issues within the platform, how to collaborate, how to comment, how to give feedback in order to show up as professional. During the course, we had intense work. I loved very much that I had the syllabus beforehand. So I was aware of what is going to happen during the course. Um, and 8 weeks were 8 different modules. The most important fact is that the time is counted in PST, so Pacific Standard Time. So this means the week started in on early Tuesday for us, and it's time to choose the best days when you are able to work. And thus, I was always doing all my best at weekends because the weekdays were for school, and weekends were the days when I was studying, watching all the videos, reading the materials, downloading, answering, because the tasks were. It was a big variety of tasks that needed to be done for a week. It included quizzes, written assignments, forum, cascading activities, public assignments, and it was pretty large. But each of the tasks were developing somehow in the goals of the next week. So we were deep in our knowledge week by week, and everything was linked in chains. And the whole process was enjoyable, so I loved it.
So the course you were enrolled in was integrating critical thinking skills into your classroom. And could you tell us about the new skills and how did you maybe implement them in your day-to-day activity as a teacher?
Oh, the first skill that is behind, let's say, the course I got is about giving feedback. I love the way our mentor, let's say, our professor, gave very personalized feedback to myself. And I suppose this was the way she was communicating to each of the participants. Uh, she implied this feedback implied a lot of positive thoughts, a lot of appreciation for every single minute. And I considered this is worthy to learn my students and to give to my students. So that was skill number one. Another important thing I've learned is how to evaluate critical thinking during my classes, how to include it into the rubrics for some oral presentation, product presentation, how to be sure that I am evaluating critical thinking, not originality or creativity that is sometimes subjective, not quite objective in evaluation. Another important thing is how culture influences critical thinking. Because what are used to call mentality, it actually is what our culture, the culture input in our output, let's say. We learned what is a real person built of, how everything around us influences the way we are thinking, and that we are the product of the society in which we live. And when learning a new language, we really find out and understand the way other people are thinking. Another important skill I got is the communication with the people from all over the world, because this course implied the activity of 25 educators from all over the world. For example, some of the peers were from Latvia, Bhutan, Macedonia, Namibia. Sorry, that's my bad with this country. I think I said it wrong. And other, so it was like 25 countries all over the world, and each of us have their specific way of communication because our specific culture. So I got this, let's say, the bridge of communication with people from different cultures, and this is another important thing. Um, The course was very large, but we even learned how let's say, the design, the atmosphere of our classroom is influencing the thinking of our students. It helps somehow critical thinking of the students. So I really did a revision of the way my classroom looks like, and I tried to answer the question, how does this help my students to think critically?
Could you give us maybe an example of how did you implement in your classroom the new skills you gained?
Yeah, there are pretty many examples of these things, but one of the examples, yeah, is with my high school students. Uh, there is a poem in English learning in our curriculum, national curriculum is called "We and They," and this poem is about. The way we are thinking about ourselves and the way we are judging those who are living abroad, maybe stereotyping people. And at that moment, I asked them to make a chart or a table, whatever kind of scheme that is showing uh, who are they, why they are who they are at this point, and what do they consider is not relevant. It's not the reason of who they are. And finally, what my students got out is the personality. Their personality is made of family, friends, all their occupations and hobbies, the important jobs they're doing, religious, nationality, and the main values that they have and they are aware of is what they are. And maybe people that are abroad are thinking and reacting because all this, let's say, all this big amount of values are a little bit different, and they have different culture, they have a different religion, the way of thinking of their friends, the angle of view is different for something. Another experiment was to describe the view of a place from our school. It was a courtyard place, and I asked a group of students to describe this place from outside. Another part of the students went to the second floor of the school. Other part of the students went to the third floor of the school from different angles, and they have um, the same task: describe this specific place of the courtyard. So at that moment, what they found out is the same place looks different from different perspectives. So always, when we are trying to read something, to watch something, we need to look from different angles to the same situation, and maybe the truth will come out.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. Critical thinking is particularly important when learning about new culture or different cultures and foreign languages. So it's very important to be open-minded and to keep in mind that somebody's perspective is very different from yours. So I'm very glad that you have had a very positive experience with these courses. And I'm curious, what did you appreciate the most about it?
Oh, I keep appreciating things about it. So first thing, I appreciate the amount of knowledge we got. 8 weeks with 8 different modules. I think this is a lot, and it meant of 2, 3 written tasks, a lot of commenting and replying in forum because we need to keep in touch, and we had some 3, 4, or even 5 quizzes per week. So I learned this is important to evaluate and auto appreciate yourself. Another important thing is the fact that some of the quizzes were taken again and again. We were able to retake the quizzes, and I just got it. It was because we can learn from this. So every time when we give a new answer, the best answer was counted, and this is great. I will take this for my students because we teachers keep giving them quizzes, but we never try maybe to give them the second or the third or the fourth chance to the same quiz when they are memorizing the best answer. It seems is another way of learning. Also, another important thing we've learned is the difference between observation and interpretation. You know, we human beings are always interpreting things. One of the tasks we got, it was an image, and we were asked to describe what do we see. And at one point, we just got ourselves, we caught the fact that we are interpreting things. One is what you see, and another thing is what we're trying to think about the situation. So I really appreciate the fact that I learned what's the difference. I learned how to see my students and how to not interpret always every situation, but appreciate the observations they are giving to me. And this is what I'm trying to teach them. When I'm showing some images, they are coming with some stream of imagination, telling some stories, and after that, just trying to give me exact expressions of observations from these images. So this is another important thing that I got from the courses.
And one specific thing about this course or about this program is that it's online. Could you tell us about your experience with using technology for distance learning and maybe about the pros and cons or maybe some benefits you gain from distance learning?
Oh, I just got a lot of benefits because of the distance learning. I'm a lover of technologies, let's say. All my students know I love implying new technologies in my lessons. But when I am the chance to be a student, I just adore it. So I've learned the new platform Canvas used for teaching. During the onboarding process, I had the way to experiment with it. Another good thing was that we were given the syllabus beforehand. So we knew every week what's the task, what's the deadline for each task. Oh, I love the deadlines. I think this is a great thing because, when you feel the fire is on your back, you are trying to drink from the horn of fire, but do it by time. So another important thing is that some of the tasks had the time deadline into their rubrics of appreciation. So if you are late, you just got minus a few points because you're late. It gave me a lot of flexibility. I could download either download to read after or read online from the platforms all the materials. I could reread them on my pace and answer, comment, do whatever I need when I have free time. And believe me, the period of January to March, that was the course finished on March 8th. So most of the course went to February. And February is one of the busiest period in the teacher's life because we have a lot of stuff to do at school. And it's the shortest month that never ends. So this is February for me. But at weekends, I had the beautiful, enjoyable moment with open courses. So I loved it because it gave me a lot of flexibility. So due to this, I could do my best.
Yeah, and another aspect of the open program is that it allows you to connect with experts from the US and to meet your international colleagues. Could you tell us about your experience with collaborating with international teachers and colleagues?
Oh, that was a great thing. The forum is the way we were collaborating. I believe it was a part of our assignment, but it was an intended one to make us kick off the communication. And we started sharing experiences. We started commenting, thinking critical, appreciating, giving some positive, constructive feedback, telling about the drawbacks and weaknesses in some of the answers. And we really deeply appreciate all the observations. We felt like that specific place in my courtyard, the school courtyard that I told you, and being observed from different parts of the world. Um, I never thought about how different people think, how different people think in different parts of the world, Asia or Africa, or maybe we had some Muslim teachers who are teaching accepting only, let's say, in a boys' school or girls' school. I thought this is the story of the past, but they really exist right now. Some of the teachers had the experience of very large classes. Uh, let's say around 80 students. Can you imagine a class of 80 students? That's huge. Others had experiences of classes that last around 60 minutes or more than 60 minutes. We had teachers that are counselors for other teachers, and they have different aspect of teaching, let's say others. I love to learn from their experiences, and we had some uh, let's say specific groups where we were talking about class management, improving collaboration between teachers and students, some issues that teachers were struggling during COVID period and online teaching, because everyone had online teaching and everyone in the world was struggling with the mute microphones that never open. They never unmute themselves or open their webcams. It was curious to see the way people are thinking. And I think this was the purpose for this specific course. We had only one representative of a country and other 25s from different parts of the world.
Do you still keep in touch with them?
Yeah, I still keep in touch with some teachers from Macedonia, Latvia. We are planning to collaborate further. I'm the lover. I'm the one who is implementing different educational programs every year. Excuse me. So once a year, I have educational programs for my students. Let's say educational projects, and hopefully, one of the future one is uh, getting. Uh, let's say a skeleton, and we're trying to see how we can collaborate together for a future program, because students also enjoy it. They enjoy sharing and communication with students from other parts of the world. And so if technologies gives us today this possibility, it means we have to use it. It's meant to be used for learning.
I'm sure it was a very enriching experience for you and further enriching for your students. Thank you so much, Violeta, for sharing it and for encouraging others to take this opportunity. And I hope our Moldovan teachers will submit their applications. I'm reminding you that the applications are open until April 29th at 5 p.m. So don't miss your chance to apply and integrate this learning adventure. And now, to end our session, Violeta, what piece of advice or maybe encouragement words would you give to people hesitating to take this course?
Never hesitate. Do it. You can do it. Um, it gives a lot of flexibility. It gives a lot of time, and it is worth. It's really worth, because the deepness of thoughts and the perspectives. I had the feeling I was on the top of, I don't know, like Eiffel Tower, let's say, is the first one that came to my mind, and I was looking at the world from another perspective. It's opening a huge gate to teaching, and it gives me wings. I felt motivated to come and share with my colleagues, because at school I was sharing with some of the teachers who are not teaching English, and they were a little bit envy, because we teachers of English have such a great chance to collaborate to others, and to understand if the job we're doing is a good one, or what needs to be improved to give our students a high quality education, because they really deserve it, and we can give it. The worst thing that can happen is you are not accepted, but this is not the end of the world. You cannot be accepted. You are not accepted in many other parts, and no one is dying because of this.
And yes,
Of
they can reapply, so and don't
course,
get discouraged.
course.
Just apply and
There are summer and winter sessions anytime you can reapply for it. But if you are elected, you just got the chance to see the world from a different perspective. And I believe each of Moldova's teachers are working so hard during the school year, and they deserve their piece of relaxation. Even this is hard work, studying a lot. This is so much relaxing, because I got a lot of pleasure of communication with other people, of reading my professor's feedbacks. I felt so smart every time, so clever, so important, and everyone deserves it.
thank you very much, Violeta, for this encouragement, and thank you, dear audience, for watching this interview. Subscribe and follow us on Facebook at America House Chisinau for similar content. And I hope the information we provided you today was useful. Stay motivated, apply, stay safe, and till the next time.